Hey guys, Roast here with another Tarkov video. Today I wanted to cover 3 of the best crafts for every single hideout station. I figure now is a great time for this video since most everyone has their hideout up to at least level 1 or 2 craft stations, and prices are fairly steady on the fleet. As always, if you enjoy, make sure to subscribe and comment with what I should do next. So now, let's get started with some general crafting tips. First thing is try to make sure all your stations are running at once so that you're getting the most out of your fuel. If you only have one thing crafting and you have fuel burning, you're kind of wasting the fuel because you could have a lot more going at the same time. Second, try to be using the fuel that you want to craft into stuff later, i.e. the blue fuels for the mag cases and the metal fuels for the grenade cases. Or Piranha, which is a shotgun ammo. My third tip is when you are crafting, make sure you are alternating crafts. So don't just craft one thing on repeat, but you know, medkits and then cheeses and then medkits, because if you craft the same thing multiple times in a row, you get less XP each time. And my last tip before we get into the individual stations is try to do longer crafts overnight. So on the med station, that's something like the portable defibrillator that takes 6 hours, and shorter crafts while you're playing. So the AI2 medkits or the pile of meds, the CMS, which is only an hour or so, because when it comes to crafting XP, a part of it is a flat amount per craft, but then another part of it is it scales up based on how long the craft is. So doing a bunch of quick crafts while you're active and online is good, but doing longer crafts while you're inactive and offline is also good. Now let's get into the stations, starting with the nutrition unit. The nutrition unit has 3 crafts at level 2 that are somewhat solid. These are the emergency water ration, the condensed milk, and the slickers craft. The thing is, these are really barely profitable even if you get good prices for the mats, and so we'll have to do some funny business to make them worth it. What we're going to do is buy the materials just like we normally would, but instead of just doing the crafts immediately, we're going to use the sugar specifically. So these 2 crafts we're talking about, the EWRs and the condensed milk, you use the sugar to get all your food out of it because it's got, you know, we'll go ahead and grab some. So it's 20k, but now I have 70 food worth of sugar that I can use. And as long as you leave at least 1 left, you can still do the craft. So I'd start that, I'd get a bunch of food, and then I could go do this craft with food that I've just fed my PMC with. And these sell guaranteed to prepper or therapists for about 16k, so it's always profitable. And then you have a similar thing with the emergency water rations where you can burn a bunch of water, 59 out of 60 it, and then just use that water and the kick tape to get EWRs. And once you are feeding your PMC this way, these crafts are very much worth it because you're basically getting your food and energy taken care of for free. But until then, it's not. The slickers craft is usually profitable, but it just depends on the material prices more than anything else. Next, let's talk about the Workbench. The Workbench is a rarity in that it actually has a lot of solid crafts. Not only are many of them very profitable, even through fuel costs, but in addition, this can be used for a lot of found and raid quest items and a lot of higher tier ammo. If you don't know the best profitable ones already, the power cords to wires is always good at about 56k per craft, the HDD to magnet craft is okay at about 10k per craft, and the PSU to caps is also pretty solid at about plus 80k per craft. Those are our favorite 3, but even at level 2, you can make a lot of very good ammo like 54 SNB, the 545 PP ammo, 366 APM, and 556 M856A1, which are just solid ammos. After the Workbench, we come to the med station. The best 3 crafts here are going to be the AI2 kits, the CMS, and the pile of meds. The med kits and the pile of meds are very convenient because they're cyclical, and you can even use these cheeses if you're not selling them immediately. You can use these to heal your PMC and then turn these partly used ones into more pile of meds. And when you do it like that, these crafts are solid. Where the pile of meds craft, this is about plus 9k, this is about plus 7, and then the cheese is like only plus 2. But the main thing we do the cheese for is to get parts for this. We can do the same thing we did with the food station earlier, where we're using these up and then crafting with them to get extra value out. Another solid craft on the med station, I know we tried to say 3, but this one is less solid because it's not really profitable, is this portable defibrillator. This one's really nice just because it goes all night long. It's a 6-hour craft, and it generally breaks even. Doesn't really make you any profit, but it breaks even, and you can use it to spam flea market rep or just to spam crafting XP. Along with that, you've got the Calic B and the Car Med Kit into Salewa, and these are nice because you can take a Calic B, and instead of just losing it when it goes to 1 out of 3 and throwing it away, you can take a 1 out of 3 and turn it back into a 3 out of 3, which is convenient. And a similar thing where you can take Car Med Kits and turn them into Salewas once they're burnt out. And finally, to wrap it up, we have the Lavatory. The Lavatory is super nice because it doesn't actually run with power. You don't need power for it. And the 3 crafts that I will cycle through are Soap for about plus 5k per craft, the Fleece for about 12k per craft, and the Cordura also for about 12k per craft. But depending on trading prices, these 3 right here are also okay. The Lavatory is also nice with a couple quest items like the 60 rounders for ice cream cones, somewhere in here. Yeah, here it is. And it can also make a lot of different armors and bags. The 2 crafts I mentioned though, Cordura and Fleece, are very nice because these items come from traders. So you are always guaranteed a profit when you do this Fleece craft, and always guaranteed a profit when you do this Cordura craft, which is just nice to have, and you don't need power. So actual real always profit. Anyways, I hope this list helps you guys turn your hideout into a money-making machine. And while I didn't account for free cloths or fuel, which are very real, the more you sell and level your hideout, the less these are actual issues. Thanks again to my patrons, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe for more. But until next time, keep it beefy, boys.
Hello there.